Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you probably don't know this, but over the last 2 days, the Global Media Forum has been hosting a hackathon. The DW has been involved, of course, people from the BBC, from many others, joining forces to find creative ways of visualizing, of course, global disparities, visualizing inequality. And it's time to present the results of that event. I'm going to hand you over now for that presentation to a colleague of mine, Wilfried Runder. He's the head of DW's innovative projects.
Hello.
Here he is.
Here I am. Indeed. Hello, everyone. Global Media Forum. Are you still with us? Are you still willing to pay attention, to participate? Because what we did, or actually the roughly 30 participants from all over Europe did for the past 2 days, 2.5 days almost, was exactly what Christopher announced, making global inequalities hopefully more understandable, maybe even more immersive, we'll see. Because in more detail, what we did is we asked for contributions in 2 categories. The first one is data-driven journalism, so working with numbers and statistics, but not staying where you usually go when it comes to statistics, but go beyond that. And the second hack strand that we had was to work with augmented reality, and I saw all the presentations from all the team this morning, and I can only say it completely wowed me what people can do in 2 days. We saw apps that seemed to work. There were mock-ups. There were really brilliant ideas that were shaping up during these past 2 days. And yeah, it's my pleasure to introduce the winners now. I mean, this is a bit of suspense coming into it because we have not announced the winners yet. We will do this here, live and now. But if you want to pick a winner, of course, you need a wonderful jury, and this is really what we got and what I want to introduce you to. Welcome and join me, please, here on stage, the jury, and everyone that comes on stage is very grateful for a big round of applause. To your right is Eva Lopez. She is with the Research and Cooperation team, but she's also a member of the Deutsche Welle data team. Then we have Debarati Gupta, who is the head of our Bengali service. And then last but not least, a face you should remember because he's following up right after this with a keynote. It's Sam Doubley. He's the head of the Digital Verification Core of Amnesty International. So, yes.
Thank you.
So, honorable jury, if I may address you like this, did you come to a verdict? Have you picked winners?
Yes, we did. It was not really easy, also because of our background. It's not really same from all of us. So, data-driven journalism, this is the topic which I would announce now. Mobile are such a device now that we cannot live without anymore, but in different part of the world, data costs are different. So this is an app which got the prize. It's which actually will tell you how much it costs. Yeah, like it tracks down the costs. So if you type dw.com, it will show you how much it costs in different part of the world. If you write CNN on BBC or anything else, it will show you. It's an app called Data Poverty, and the winner is Tamsin Green.
With the BBC team, of course.
With the BBC team, of course, yeah. Yeah, of course, it's not only Tamsin. There was many people in that project.
Everyone.
I would ask everyone to come and join us.
Yeah. Big round of applause for the team of the BBC News Labs, actually. So here we are. I mean, we have prepared the full Monty.
It's you?
Yes.
Congratulations. James Tully. Hi, congratulations. Simon Walch. Congratulations. And Markus Gurkel. And there's the last but not the least is Phil Lee. Congratulations. He actually presented the app and all of us really got moved. Thank you.
Okay. And so, of course, you want to know what we're talking about here, what was behind the winning idea. So I hope you have have an idea who that might be. Someone needs to present your idea now to the audience. And we have at least one slide to back this up.
Hi everyone. So our app was data poverty. This is a figure that was kind of behind the basis of what we were thinking. So when you take the price of data around the world, specifically mobile, kind of out of the context of contracts down to 500 megabytes on a monthly single-term prepaid, data can be very expensive. This example here for Zimbabwe, a gig of data for $35, but that's almost half of a monthly average living wage. That in comparison back in England for roughly that figure, so if you were saying a monthly wage of £1,400, that's now like £700. That is an astronomical figure in the term of data. So our idea was to build an app to represent this. So this is a designer mock-up of it, but we actually had it working in a browser, so you would open it was on an emulated iPhone device, and as you look through different sites, you have an obvious dashboard, which I can't actually see up there. Once you've done some research, you click through and you would get this, and it's got some bar charts to show from different parts around the world how much it would cost relative to your country's earning wage, which kind of highlights how much it would cost for you from a more developed country if you were in a more deprived part of the world. That's kind of it.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thanks to the BBC team. I'll hand over the mic here again because, we have only a few minutes we show you another idea and, of course, show you another winner. Category this time is the augmented reality and will be done by Eva.
Yeah. So it's my honor to announce the AR track winner. There were 2 teams competing and 2 teams who dedicated the last 48 hours on mixing, combining AR journalism. And it was really a hard decision, but we decided that the prize for the AR Hackathon track goes to Hidden Stories. So please, Andy, Angela.
Hey. Some cheers, please.
Linus, Alex. So they're going to give you a short presentation about what they did, but we decided to award you with the prize because you combined data-driven journalism with AR. You dedicate a lot of time to the storytelling as well, and it looks very fancy and appealing. Thank you.
All right. Who is going to present your idea? Volunteers, please.
Well, first of all, thanks a lot on behalf of the team. It's super exciting. Can we do a live demo? No, we can't. So I'm going to say 2 or 3 sentences and then we'll show you a video. The project is called Hidden Stories, and it's about getting a new perspective on everyday objects. In this case, it's a water bottle. So what you do is you pick up your phone or your tablet, and you hold it in front of a Tetra Pak of water in this case. But a bottle also works. We figured out the object recognition for both the Tetra Pak and the bottle. And then it has a very interesting background story on global inequalities related to water. And maybe we just take a look at the video now.
Just a screenshot. So you need to
explain it.
Okay. And the screenshot is?
You have to forward the clicker.
Okay, so no video. So I'm not sure if you can see the avatars next to the bottle. We've 2 characters. Left of the bottle, that's Tumo. It's a young man from Tanzania. and to the right of the bottle, it's Gisela. It's a middle-aged woman from Germany. And like, if we had the video, we could do the live demo. What you would see is that we sort of compare their consumption of bottled water. And I have to remember all the figures now. From the top of my head, I'd say that Gisela drinks about like 150 liters of bottled water a year. And Tumo drinks like 25, even though he's in dire need of bottled water because 50% of Tanzanians don't have access to clean water. But it's very hard for him to get by bottled water. It's very expensive. It's not that easily available. And he has to spend like a huge amount of his income, which is about $500 a year on bottled water. And for comparison, this would all be in the app, of course. Gisela makes like 32,000 euros or US dollars, something in the neighborhood of that, annually. And buying 150 liters of bottled water would cost her like 0.1 something % of her income. Yeah, and then there's also diseases that have spread across Tanzania because people don't have access to clean water. Well, in the end, because we wanted to have this constructive journalism approach, I guess, we decided that Gisela learns about the problem and about the challenge and decides to give money to NGOs who try to tackle the problem and make sure more people have access to clean water. And there's a slide, yeah. So this is the mock-up, by the way, as you can see, but theoretically, it works if you hold up the phone or the tablet, and you get the story behind this Tetra Pak or bottle of water. And that's it, I guess.
One addition. Sure. So if you want to try this app, you can come down the hall. There's the Deutsche Welle lab booth, and we actually have the lab, the app there. You can test it. So this is actually a screenshot of the app, and you can basically walk around and get details of the story that is being told about these two characters, who on the left-hand side you see Gisela has a lot of access to a lot of water, whereas Tumo has much less water to live with. Yes, that's it from our side. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, as I already mentioned, the competition was so tight and there were so many good ideas. We actually only had 2 prizes, but then while the jury was judging and they said, okay, can we not have at least an honorable mention? And as we are kind of flexible, yes, we do have an honorable mention so that Sam can also mention a winner.
Yeah, we spent a good while debating and deliberating all the different projects, all 6 of them. And we were honestly, I only saw the projects for the first time this morning, but people have been beavering away for 2.5 days. And when you think how little time 2.5 days is, what we actually saw people come up with was really, really remarkable. So really congratulations to all 6 teams. I think you did a really, really impressive job. There was one app, though, that I kind of fought quite hard for, I must admit. I've got a little boy who's about that big, and he's very curious and asking lots of why, daddy, what's that, daddy, what's that, daddy? And I saw this app, and I thought I would love my son to play with this app. It was a really, really, really great idea, and a really great idea for kids to actually understand different inequalities around the world in a highly visual, highly useful way. So we were really impressed by both the feasibility and the potential reach of this project. And it was another one of the augmented reality projects called Match on Maps. So if I could ask the Match on Maps team to come down, please, all of you. Big round of applause for all of them. As I said, all 6 projects were really, really outstanding. So really well done, everybody.
And just to add that, as I said, it's the European event. The team that you just saw that left was a combined Swedish-German team. Here is a Finnish and German team. So we really managed to mix those skills and those creative ideas into different teams that did very well. Round of applause for the Finnish and German team. Hey.
So one of you, again, needs to just give a quick overview of what we have. Who wants to take the?
I was voted to present. Basically that's our slide. Yeah, our idea was to take a map as a playground, which could be just about any map. And the idea was our target group was young kids up to teenagers to visualize global inequalities in terms of gross domestic product or population, waste production, so all sorts that basically on a continent level, we decided to do that for the markup. And you have a pool of, say, 20, 30 tokens, and what you do as a player, you distribute them the way you think the actual situation is. And then you can submit your guess, and it will then be matched with reality. So there's something you can basically assume and then validate. So that's the idea behind this. And we also had a multiplayer. Is there another slide? No. We also had there you see the video. So it's actually working with 2 players right now. And we get to implement 5 rounds of quiz questions. So across 5 categories.
Okay, thank you for these insights on your idea. Here are your certificates, and now finally I have to give away what actually the prizes were that the 2 winning teams, the honorable mention, they would get some really interesting books for nerds, I promise, and because this was kind of improvised here. But in terms of when it comes to the prizes, when we sort of, okay, well, what kind of prize do we give for this competition? And then there was quickly the thought on the table, okay, let's not give them another storage device or anything that they go home with and then leave it somewhere on the desk and then be forgotten, but rather try to get another connection to this to the conference and the overall theme. So both teams have decided to give their donations. They could choose between 3 different charities where the prize money would go for the educational package, send 2 girls to school for the prize money, which is, I think, a fabulous decision by both teams. And that's it. Okay, very well. Thank you for your attention to this new thing. It was really a first for the Global Media Forum, a premiere. So we see, I think the outcome was very encouraging, very creative. And we'll see you next year. I say thank you to Eva Lopez and Debarati Guha. Okay, it's Guha. Okay, I managed to slip in a T. I'm sorry. So it's Guha. Sorry for that. And a last round of applause for these 2. Thank you.